Kumbh Mela, India's ancient festival, which has the distinction of being the largest human gathering on earth, was inscribed in the UNESCO Intangible World Heritage List in 2017. It is held by rotation in 4 timeless cities of Bharat, which are situated on the banks of holy rivers that have sustained them for millennia. The Mokshadayini Ganga at Haridwar, Triveni Sangam, or the confluence of Ganga, Yamuna and the invisible Saraswati at Prayag, Shipra at Ujjain or ancient Avanti, and Godavari or Dakshin Ganga at Nasik are the focal points of these sacred celebrations of India's Sanatan Dharma, her spirituality, her plural culture and her soul, which is focused on the welfare of one and all. The origin and history of Kumbh Melas has been discussed widely and researched endlessly. The word Kumbh means a pot and is found in the Vedic Samhitas in this context. While some scholars have unconvincingly linked the antiquity of the Melas to Vedic verses, versions of the great story of Samudra Manthan found in the Itihas Purana tradition are more often told to explain the ahistorical origin of the ageless Kumbh Melas. Long, long ago, the Devatas and Asurs churned the ocean for Amrit, or the divine nectar that would make them immortal. Halahal, or the deadly poison, and innumerable Ratnas emerged from the ocean. The churning continued till finally Dhanvantri, the divine physician, emerged with a kumbh of Amrit. As expected, the Devatas and Asurs started arguing over the divine elixir. It is said that when they were fighting, drops of Amrit fell over 4 places on earth: Haridwar, Prayag, Ujjain and Nasik, and hence even today these divine tirthas host the Kumbh Melas and devotees take a dip in the holy waters which were once admixed with Amrit. Beyond the narratives, some historians have unconvincingly commented that the assembly organized by Raja Harshvardhan at Prayag in the month of Magh during 643 CE, which was attended by the Chinese pilgrim Huan-Sang, could be a reference to the Kumbh Mela. Tradition also inconclusively credits Adi Shankaracharya for organizing the Kumbh Mela at Prayag. However, based on textual evidence, some preeminent scholars have concluded that the crystallization of the grand celebrations can be placed somewhere after the 12th century CE, and that the Kumbh Mela at Haridwar seems to have earlier antiquity than the Kumbh Mela at Prayagraj. Notwithstanding the seemingly late medieval dates, it should be noted that the Kumbh Mela, as we know it today, represents a kaleidoscopic syncretism of manifold kathas, symbols and rituals of yore. The extant traditions of determining the place, date and time of the Kumbh Melas are based on astronomical conjunctions of Jupiter or Brihaspati, the Sun and the Moon. They have been popularly, though not incontrovertibly, traced to the Skanda Purana. In general, but with a number of well-documented exceptions given the complex interplay of astrological belief systems, Purna Kumbh Melas are held after every 12 years at Haridwar, Prayag, Ujjain and Nasik by rotation. In addition, Haridwar and Prayag host the Ardha Kumbh every 6 years. Prayag hosts the Mahakumbh once in 144 years when a cycle of 12 Purna Kumbhas is completed. The timeless Kumbh Melas perhaps also witness the greatest congregations of innumerable sadhus and sadhvis, sants and sannyasis who are otherwise engrossed in their quest for unison with the Parabrahma. The melas are inextricably linked to the 13 recognized akhadas, which are time-honored orders of sadhus and sannyasis who are equipped not only with spiritual faculties and knowledge, but also with weapons and arms. There are 7 Shaiva akhadas, 3 Vaishnava akhadas, 2 Udasin akhadas and 1 Sikh akhada. While historically there have been a few documented struggles among these akhadas at Kumbh Melas, they have collectively played an important role in preserving India's heritage and the Sanatan Dharma. One of the highlights of the Kumbh Melas are the magnificent and awe-inspiring processions of the akhadas, also referred to as Peshwais, where devotees get a chance to witness their grandeur. As one gets darshan of these ascetics who are engaged in austerities that are beyond the wherewithal of lay human beings, one cannot but be filled with reverence and spirituality. Snan or ritual bathing, dan or giving, and tap or austerities are synonymous with Kumbh Melas in specific and with pilgrimages in general. Shahi snans on auspicious days have untold ritual significance, especially for the akhadas. Dan is the cornerstone of Sanatan Sanskriti, and the mere act of giving makes us one with the universe. No pilgrimage is complete without austerities that purify the Atma and the body and look beyond the ordinary. The Puranic tradition lays down the elements of tap, and one of the most important forms during the Kumbh Mela is the Kalpavas. The Kalpavasis live on the banks of the holy waters and observe rigorous austerities, including abstinence from sensual pleasures for extended periods of time, mostly a month. No other festival celebrates the flow of water and life and breaks down all boundaries like the Kumbh Melas do. They are India's national parvas which celebrate our essential unity with nature, our fellow citizens, and all of humanity. They are our link to the past and the future, and their temporality is a stark reminder of the unchangeable temporality of life itself. Taking a dip in the holy waters is not merely a physical act. It is infinitely symbolic and exhorts us to look for the immortal Atma or Amrit Tattva within our bodies, which themselves are kumbhs, and cleanse them with karma and tap. And before we go, a word about these waters. Since times immemorial, Hindus have believed that water is life. If the holiness of our waters is breached, life cannot be sustained. It is incumbent upon the devout to embark on Tirth Yatras while being cognizant of the footprints of their yatras on the elements that sustain them. Set out on the Tirth Yatra if you can and will, but be mindful of the path and the goal. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.